Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to ThinkView, and this is NK. Now, hear me out. Foldable phones are supposed to be the future of the phone industry. A phone that turns into a tablet, fits inside your pocket, and replaces two devices at once. Sounds perfect, isn't it? And yet, after years on the market, foldables only make up to around 2% of the whole globally smartphone sales. And recently, we are starting to see some leaked photos of the upcoming foldable iPhone. And I think that this is the perfect time for Apple to release their own folding phones because foldable devices, either clamshell or folding, is losing their magic by now. And Apple, I think they will bring some fresh air to the market. And that's exactly what I want to discuss in today's videos. If foldable devices is so good, why does nobody want to buy them? Now, let's get started. First, let's be clear. Foldable phones are not a bad idea at all. And this is the first personal devices in history that generally solve the big screen versus portability problem. So yes, the ideas works. But ideas don't sell phones. Implementation does. But sadly, foldable phones has a very bad start. Early models, especially like the first Samsung Fold, suffer from screen failure. The display is easy to break, to peel, or just simply die without any reason. And of course, the internet remembers everything. Even though nowadays, foldables are much more durable now, but the perception never fully recovers. To most people, foldable phones are still seen as fragile, risky, and unreliable. And trust me, when you spend close to $2,000 for a phone, well, perception is now matter more than specs. Foldable phones are expensive, very expensive, and in some markets, they are even more expensive than an iPhone Pro Max. But here's the difference. People trust Apple at that price. They believe that the product will last, they believe that the quality is guaranteed, and most foldables come from brands that simply don't have that level of trust, or at least not for average consumer. And when the tech is new, complex, and unfamiliar, most people don't want to be the early adopter. So the result is simple. High price, low confidence, low sales. Software is actually the biggest issue with foldables, and there seems like nobody cared to fix it. It's the elephant in the room. Foldable phones suffer from poor software optimization. We all know that Google owns Android, and Google also makes many of the most used apps in the world. And yet, for years, foldables were barely supported. Even today, many apps feel awkward even in square or wide display. Transition feels strange, layout feels unfinished. It often feels like apps are just stretched, not redesigned. And if Google doesn't lead, well then third-party app developers won't follow. Such apps like Instagram or Facebook are the perfect example. Instead of proper multi-column layout, they get a zoomed-in user interface and wasted a lot of space. Now imagine paying $2,000 for a phone and still using apps that feel broken. Even as a tech enthusiast like me, that's still a deal breaker. And all the above is why many people think that the folding phone market is waiting for Apple's. Not because they gonna reinvent some new, better folding screen, but simply because Apple has their own ecosystems. If Apple releases a foldable iPhone, developers will be forced to adapt to their apps. Apple can enforce UI standard, Apple can guarantee software quality, and Apple has the brand trust to convince people that the product is safe to buy. There are already many iOS users who are curious about foldable devices, but they are hesitated because they don't want to switch to Androids. But once Apple enters the market, sales will follow. And once sales grows, app developers will finally care. Even Android foldables would benefit from this thanks to the trickle-down effect. Right now, foldable phones to me are a brilliant idea but stuck in the wrong moment. The hardware is impressive, the idea makes sense, but the software and the ecosystem simply aren't ready. Without Apple, foldables will likely stay niche, interesting, expensive, and easy to ignore. With Apple, they might finally become mainstream. Foldable phones aren't failing because they are useless. They are failing because the industry hasn't fully committed to them. But until all that change, the future of the foldable remain folded. Now, that's it for today's videos. Thanks for watching. This is Senke from ThinkView and see you guys next time.